Hey, what's going on, you guys? I wanted to talk to you all about the new Kibo Code Quantum. It releases today. It's going to public and it will only be available for the next 5 days. So I really wanted to get this out to you and kind of walk you guys through what is going on with this software. So some of you may have heard me talk about Kibo Code, their original, which they released last year before all of COVID and everything. And basically the students that went through that course, many of them got to multiple six figures a month with that system. They have actually taken the system, they've revamped it, and what they've put together is incredible. For those of you that have been struggling at all with e-commerce, this is going to be the solution for those of you that want to get not only up and running fast, but everything's taken care of for you. So I just wanted to show you guys kind of inside. Right in the description, you guys, I'm going to give you a link to grab this ebook. Their live training starts today, like I said, and it is only going to be available probably for the next 3 or 4, maybe 5 days. And then they close it down again for the year. So they only take on students once a year. And I'm telling you, the amount of money that was made off of the first system won't even compare to what they're doing with this software this year. So I wanted to take you guys kind of through a walkthrough of what that book actually looks like, to kind of explain to you what it is that their system does. So first of all, let's do this instead. Let me show you guys this profit map just to really break this down for you. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this okay. So first of all, setting up your store. They've created a software that is not Shopify, it is not Amazon, it is their own software, you guys, that they've developed. Things went so well with the previous Kibo Code that they were actually able to build their own e-commerce platform. So imagine this, for those of you guys that are on Shopify, you guys know you've got a monthly Shopify fee, you've got plugins. I myself pay about $380 a month to run my Shopify business, just because of all the apps and plugins and things to do upsells. So some of you already get that. You understand that while e-commerce is somewhat of an inexpensive business that you can do from home, it can also be very expensive. The other issue with those is you can build a Shopify store all day long. You can build a beautiful store, but that does not mean that people are going to find it, right? You have to go pay for traffic. This is where what they've done with this system is incredible, you guys. So this is push button, okay? So if you got into Kibo Code Quantum, what they're going to do is they're going to generate basically your domain name, your logo. It's all done for you. It's push button to set up your store. And it's going to activate a high converting website theme. Okay, so it is your store. You can basically have some say as far as what you want to name it and stuff, but you really just want to follow these guys' system. They've got it all laid out where it's going to create a beautiful logo for you, a beautiful site, and have you up and running instantly. Okay, so the next thing is identifying winners. The biggest thing that most people have an issue with is research, right? So for those of you that have been through my courses, you know that the first thing in those courses is a bunch of videos on niche research, because if you don't do your research to find out what your average cost per order is, what the value of that product is after advertising, you're doing a losing battle, right? And you may be making 15 to 20% on those products. So with the Kibo Code Quantum, they're going to actually identify those winners for you. Okay, they've got students getting into this course. My big question was, how are we not all selling the same products? Well, they've already figured that out. They dedicate 10 products from their suppliers. So they operate out of China and they actually have offices there. They've got their own suppliers. You don't have to worry about the quality and suppliers and things being connected and doing outreach. So for those of you that understand what I'm talking about, there's a lot involved normally in finding good suppliers. Well, what they've done is they're going to hand over 10 products specifically to you. Nobody else gets those out of the entire student group. And essentially, they're going to pick those, set them up into your store. They've already been researched. You already know the numbers. And then they're going to plug them into free traffic. Okay, so that's basically what that looks like. Is they're going to help you identify the core selection of winning products, load it into your store, and boom, you're ready to go live because your site's push button, your products will be loaded, and you're ready to be up and running essentially right away. So the other thing is pick your profit path, right? So just because there's free traffic, you can also do paid traffic, but the whole thing about most of you that understand what's going on with Facebook, with the iOS update, at the end of the day, Facebook, you don't want to rely on one piece of advertising platform to stick your business into, right? If your sole form of advertising is Facebook and that platform changes, you get kind of screwed, right? So the other thing being that if you're not good at advertising, right? My section inside of my course that teaches Facebook advertising is about 40 videos long because there's so many moving aspects to it. But with the Kibo Code, they've actually found a way to piggyback onto free traffic methods, and it's brilliant what they're doing because you got to understand Aiden and Steve have a background in search engine optimization. They know how to rank stuff on Google, which this is not that. We're not dealing with SEO here. Their software was built actually to piggyback onto free traffic platforms. So what does that look like? Okay, first of all, here's a free traffic and here's what paid traffic looks like. Free traffic, you'll get about 100 views per day. With paid, you get about 140, right? Free traffic, you have a somewhat of a smaller conversion rate, 3% versus 5%, but that 3%, that's 3 sales at $24 profit. Or if you're doing paid advertising, you may get 7 sales at $15 profit per sale. But again, $15 profit because you have ad costs and you always have to consider that. Not to mention, this is if you have a good conversion rate on Facebook, which, as some of you know, running Facebook ads, that's not always easy to do unless you really truly know what you're doing. So free traffic methods, you're looking at about $72 profit per day. And then paid, you're looking at about 105. But again, this is like perfect world scenario if you're good at advertising, right? So far to me, the free method wins all day long because you can turn this thing on and you don't have to rely on ad images, ad copy, going through the whole setup, split testing a bunch of different ads. So just kind of think about that as you're going through this book. The other thing being that this is another audience, right? 100 views per day. Same thing, 3%, 5%, 3 sales versus sales. Okay, so again, if you've got 10 different products, you're going to have 10 different audience groups, plugging those into free traffic. So you could see how if one product's doing you $72 profit, what you can do with 10 products, okay? So let's keep looking through this. This right here is 1,400 free visitors per week. This is 1,960 paid visitors. So 42 sales versus 98. Look at how close the profit is though, you guys. $1,000 profit per week or $1,400 a week in profit for paid. I want you to think about the two scenarios. One requires you to just plug the system on. The other, if you're doing paid ads, you've got to understand, unless you hire somebody to do the ads for you, there is a lot of work involved. So this is what I think about when I look at these types of businesses is that extra $400 a week, that could equate to an additional 40 hours just in split testing advertising. So for me, I would take this all day long over paid ads. Plus, as some of you know, I run an ad agency. So at the end of the day, I know what it costs to have a full-time advertising team that is basically inside of your ad account doing all this stuff on a regular basis. And you couldn't pay you couldn't pay for that doing this method. So basically what they're saying is, start with free traffic. You can always add paid traffic into it, but again, if your whole goal is just to make an extra $1,000 a week in profit, you can do that with this system. So automated delivery. Okay, so here's the other thing that's big about this new software. These are US suppliers. Okay, we're talking fast shipping. All the suppliers are basically already connected with Aiden and Steve. They've already been vetted. Like you don't have to worry about quality. I can't tell you how many times that I have set up products on my store and ordered them just to find out that, the packaging was crappy or the product didn't work well. So having all that pre-vetted for you is huge. So again, the nice thing about this is you are not stocking inventory. So for instance, someone buys something from your store, you get paid up front. Basically, you go fill that order with the supplier, which the software actually does automatically for you. And the supplier then ships your products, okay? This is going to equal way less complaints. So that was the other thing that I've dealt with on previous drop shipping stores is that, if you have these 3-week shipping periods, or if your product is bad quality, you end up with hundreds and hundreds of customer service emails. All right. I'm telling you, that alone becomes a mess. So the fact that they're utilizing US suppliers with fast shipping times and better quality, that's the biggest thing. But right here, having it automated where you can go in every day and push a couple buttons and you're done for the day, this is way more simple than running a Shopify business, you guys. And I teach Shopify, so I'm not trying to put Shopify down. It's a wonderful platform. But I'm just giving you guys the opportunity to look at a more automated solution in 2021, because you have to take a look at what's happening in the world right now and what's happening in business. Everything's moving towards automation. So I want you guys to at least consider that and take a look at what's actually happening with this platform. Because again, I don't promote products to you guys unless I myself am going to be inside of the product. So again, that's the other thing, is that I'm going to be basically working with each of you that jump on board with this, and I'm creating a Slack channel essentially where we can all communicate and discuss strategy and basically do this together. So, but that's the thing. There's software deals with all of it. So step 4 is just accelerate your sales. Basically, upfront upsells. So the one thing that again, going back to apps and plugins, right? On Shopify, you guys, it's not just about your upfront product, right? We've got Shopify apps. In fact, I have an application myself that I built with a team that is an upsell app, right? So same thing how ClickFunnels operates. If you guys understand ClickFunnels, the whole system is built on smart upselling. Because when somebody comes in for one product, you want them to leave with multiples. So they've got this already built into this software, you guys. It's incredible. So they've got your upfront upsells, your post-pay upsells, your discount strategy to boost conversions. So they've put all the pieces of what we typically would be paying for multiple different plugins on Shopify into one software that you basically get just by being a student. So one-page checkout, install the 5 fill-in-the-blank benefit lines to push people to buy more often. Okay, so this is always going to equate to just more sales when you've got these things in place. Even as an ad agency, when we sit down with an e-commerce company and we're telling them, okay, we're getting ready to launch ads, we need to make sure that this, and this are in place, or you're going to be losing money. Right? From day one, when you click that install button of your store, all of these pieces are in place. So it is fully automated. Now, to kind of look at this breakdown, okay, if you get 12 free sales, $288 in profit per day, okay? And then there's paid sales. So if you did want to be running ads alongside it, great, In fact, for those of you that have been through my course, you already know how to do this. You already know Facebook ads. We cover it in depth. And if you don't have, if you're in this group for some reason and you don't have access to that training, just shoot me a message, and we can talk about, making sure that you understand that portion of it as well. But Aiden and Steve also cover it inside of this. So if you don't understand Facebook ads or, some of these other methods, they're going to cover that. But they wanted to kind of show you not only free sales, which you guys, being able to plug something in and push a couple of buttons to make an extra $288 a day, okay, which is $2,016 a week. Let's just say that you don't want to scale this, and you're good with that, right? That's still $8,000 a month. Most of us that are on this call right now with me, most of you guys, that would be life-changing income, right? We're already doing this in our business. So if you're watching this and, thinking to yourself, yeah, but would it work for me? This is the first time that I have seen a software that is going to make it so simple for you guys to actually just plug it in, press some buttons, have all of the pieces already connected. Okay, so for instance, for those of you that went through my course, there's 90 videos in that course. There's print-on-demand products that you've got to create. There's apps you've got to connect. There's all these moving parts, right? With this, you literally push button, everything's created for you, and then it's plugged into free traffic. So again, if you're concerned about if you're concerned about failure, I would just ask you that, there's a lot of people succeeding in e-commerce, and why not you? Because this is going to be the future of e-commerce, and the people that get involved in the beginning of this year are going to have, a really good year inside of e-commerce. And so the potential, you guys, to make big money, and the thing is they've already ran test students through this. So these numbers are real based on actual beta students that have gone through the course. Okay. And the biggest thing from that point is you just rinse and repeat. So again, you test more products, you find more winners, you can increase traffic through paid methods or plug them into the free methods, which is basically increased revenue and profits. And then this is the big one right here. If you guys aren't using VAs to run your business, I run multiple businesses, and most of them operate off of virtual assistants. So if you feel like maybe you don't understand how to do that or how to do it effectively, this is going to teach you that. And that's the biggest thing, is it teaches you how to create a team. So you're not always working in your business. You need to become the CEO of your company. You need to start thinking like a true business owner. And how do you put pieces in place where, for very inexpensive, all the other little aspects that are super time consuming for you are going to be taken care of by others. And it's a very, very simple way to do it. If there's anything that's not covered, I'm going to cover it for you guys as well, because I've had a ton of success with virtual assistants. So, all right. So when looking at this, basically their whole goal within the first 30 days with students is to get you guys to $1,000 a week. Okay. So, and then it's, like I said, it's a rinse and repeat method. So milestone 1 is $1,000 a week. Milestone 2, $5,000 a week. And milestone 3, month 3, $10,000 a week. Okay. For some of you who aren't having success, these numbers, you may look at them and go, I don't believe it. Okay. Which is tough, right? I think the biggest thing about anyone who has found a course online, right, and tried to plug into it and didn't have success with it, I don't want you guys to say that couldn't work for me, okay? Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of us making a ton of money in e-commerce. So if you're saying that to yourself, I also want to work with you on some mindset stuff, because if 100 people are making this kind of money on a platform like this, there's no reason that you can't do it. Like there's absolutely no reason that you shouldn't be able to do this as well. You're no different than them. Your brain doesn't operate differently. The difference is truly in how you believe in yourself, what you believe your future can be, and if you're willing to just get into action, right? The only people that aren't going to have success with this are those complainers, the ones that want to place blame on everyone else for not having success, or that that haven't worked enough on their mind. I mean, it's pretty much that simple, because that's all it comes down to is the more that you've put into yourself to actually believe that you can do these things and make this kind of money. Those are the people that win, that just get in and take action and run with it. So that's it, you guys. This is pretty much the breakdown of what's going on with Kibo Code. Now, today, there is a link in this video. There's going to be a live training from these guys. So they're going to go even more in depth on the process of how they're actually doing this. I want you guys to definitely check that out. If you have any questions, please send me a message. Like I said, I've got this set up to where I'm going to be running a Slack channel. I've already got some of my family members and friends that are jumping on board with this today. So I wanted to get this out to you guys as individuals who have actually gone through my course, because I truly believe that this is going to be the easiest way for you to make true money in e-commerce this year. And I can say that with confidence. Again, Aiden and Steve were my original mentors 6 years ago. They are not only multiple $1 million earners on Amazon. Like I said, they're doing about $1 million a month on Shopify. You guys, they're top affiliates with ClickBank. I mean, when it comes to coaches, right, at the end of the day, it's really important with who you're involved with, because that's the big thing about this is not only have they built a piece of software that really nobody believed could be done, but they will literally, when they launch a course like this once a year, they will literally be working with us for the next 12 months to make sure that this is successful. And they put a huge guarantee behind it. So yeah, I think that if you're at that point where, you've been maybe struggling, or maybe you just are looking for an extra side income. I still run a full-time agency. I've got about 30 people that work underneath me, and I'm still doing this because if you're smart, like anytime that you have a great opportunity come by that can make you some great side income, those people that take advantage of it are the ones that end up doing very well. And I think that this is going to be very, very simple for you guys to do. So again, let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys on the other side. And if you do, again, if you sign up and get involved, please send me a Facebook message. I want to add you to that Slack channel, and make sure that, again, we're going to have a big accountability group. There's probably going to be about 20 to 30 of us in there. And again, this is a new business that I'm going to be building, so I want to be building it side by side with you this year. So it's a huge opportunity. I look forward to working with you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.